Hello, thank you for joining me for this demo. I want to show you around Hey Monika, and in this short session, I'm going to show you scenario mode. I'm Zoe, I'm one of the co-founders of Hey Monika, and we've built this to help you to get real life experience of working with fake clients in a safe environment. So when I log in, I go into my dashboard and I've got a bit of information about some of the scenarios I've attempted, the ones I've got in progress, the ones I've completed. And I would always point you to the Start Here challenge, which sits here, which shows you all of the features of Hey Monika. But let's get stuck into scenario mode. Scenario mode has been built to give you the experience of working with a range of different clients in different industries on different activities that you might be doing in practice. Some of those different avatars have a number of different scenarios, like Adele here. We've got a month-end task for her and a year-end set of accounts to produce. We've also got a range of other fake clients who have their own businesses and their own challenges for you to work through. And these are being built over time. So you see more and more of these jumping into the scenario mode when you head in. I'm going to go into the Adele month-end scenario right now. So we choose a scenario that we want to have a go at. And actually, just to point you to something that might be helpful when choosing your scenario, if you head to heymonika.com and go to our library button up here on the browser, you'll be able to see all of the different scenarios and challenges that we've got built that are live or that are being reviewed, about to go out, or the ones that we've got planned as well. So you can always keep track of what we're building for you. You can also, as well as seeing within each scenario and challenge which skills they cover, you can also kind of reverse search and go onto our skills page. And if there's a specific skill that you want to work on, you can find that skill in our list of skills and you can see the range of scenarios and challenges that test you on that skill. So that's always a good way to choose a scenario that you want to work on. But I'm going to go into Adele's month-end scenario here, and I do that just by clicking on the button. And then what happens is I get this page that says, congratulations, I've got a new client, and I'm about to find out some information about what she actually needs from me. Let me just move this little bar out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to restart. I've obviously demoed this scenario lots and lots of times. And just so that you know, Adele is a sole trader. She's a business coach. She's turning over £110,000 at the moment, which to me immediately says maybe she wants to consider whether she should become a limited company or not. Maybe that's a conversation for later in the scenario. She's also VAT registered. And I've got a photo of her here, but I've also got a video which will play, which will tell you a little bit about her, the kind of information you might have learned on the discovery call.
Hi, I'm Adele. I run a business coaching business, which means I'm mainly working on projects with individuals and corporate organizations.
So there's a little bit of information from her here. Then we've got some info about her challenges and her needs, what she's doing and what she's hoping to get from working with you. And for Adele, it's very much about she's a very busy solopreneur. She's building her business. She's running the business around her family. She needs your support to make sure she's on top of the finances and she can make some decisions about what to do next. Now, important point in this one, we have got access to Adele's accounting software here. Now, this will be flagged to you at different points in scenarios as well, so don't worry if you miss it on the first page, but I'd always advise that you go in and you read that first page thoroughly so you make sure you get access to everything and you're aware of the instructions. And I've just opened up Adele's ledger in a new window because I'm going to be working through this. And just to sort of show you a little overview, these accounting ledgers have been built specifically for these challenges. So they're pre-populated with data relating to these scenarios that you'll be working through. You've got a bank account, you can raise invoices, you can upload purchase invoices, just like if you were pulling them through from a data capture tool, for example. You can see here I've imported some bills. Maybe the date for that one was the 1st of June, let's say. I'm just going to go through, assume that's all okay and approve it. You can then see it's awaiting payment, just like in a real ledger. And then if I go back to my bank feed, I've now got an item that I can match. So that will look familiar to you. You can also post journals in here. You can look at a VAT return and you can run reports which are relevant to the scenario you're working through. So here we're doing her June month end. Nothing's been posted yet apart from that consultancy invoice we just looked at. And we can run her balance sheet as well, and we can find out more about what's going on in her business, and we'll answer questions as we work through. The other thing that we're doing when you have access to a custom accounting software that we've built for one of our scenarios, there's also an inbox. Often when you're working as an accountant or bookkeeper, you get access to the client's finance inbox and you will deal with not just information about finances, but you'll also get all of the marketing things and bits and bobs that drop in there, the personal emails and the things where you think, oh my goodness, do I need to speak to the client about this, or do I actually need to do something? So we tried to make this as realistic as possible so you feel like you're working with real clients' accounts. Okay, so let's go into the scenario now in Hey Monika. And just to explain, I've got my Hey Monika app open in a browser, and then I've got my ledger open in another tab as well, so I can move between the two. So when we get into the scenario, what you'll have is a number of sections that we're going to work through in this scenario, which are on the left-hand side. So here we need to get access to the software, familiarise ourselves, record some sales and purchases, and then move on to the bank rec. And we've got a bit of info here telling us we are going to be doing her June accounts. Again, we've got the link to the software, and then we've got a bit of information, and then we've got a question that we need to answer. We try to add help resources as we go through. If we think you need some support, we'll provide it. So we've also added a help video in here. So you'll see that button lit up, and then there's a video that will play where we talk you through how we solved dealing with that question. Sometimes there'll be a help document, and you've also got the option always to speak to Monika. Monika is like your business friend, the person sat next to you who can answer your technical questions if you need support. So if I had a question, for example, about whether my client could claim for mileage in her personal car, or whether she should get a company car or something, you know, something technical like that, I could go in and I could ask Monika and she's going to give me an answer. So what we do is we work through and we answer questions as we click through. I'm not going to give you all of the answers, but I'm just going to go through and click various things as I go through. And you can see that we are being told various things about Adele's accounts. We have to deal with those, and then we can move on to the next question. Sometimes you'll also find that there's a video or a voice note or a voice message that's been left by the client. So here, for example, there's a voicemail from Adele, so we can have a listen to that.
It should have been for £7,200, including VAT. Could you raise that today, please?
So I've skipped the front of that video, but she was basically saying there's an invoice we need to raise off. She's forgotten to raise it. Can we go in and put that in? And then to check that we've got that right, we're asked to just confirm what's the total of her sales. And we'll do that by going into the ledger, running the P&L after we've completed that transaction. And then we'll be able to find out what the sales total is. And again, there's a video to guide you through. Now, sometimes we need to ask the client to provide us with information. So we've got two ways that we can do that. We've got a message to the client, which is about just writing a few words about what it is you need. And that's always been in the Hey Monika software. But right now we've just released phone talk to the client mode, where you can phone your client. And I would really recommend you use this because it gives you the opportunity to ask your client questions. So I'm going to just have a phone call with Adele right now. I'm going to ask her for some paperwork. And something you need to know is that we have this document vault available. This is a way that the client can share documents with us. Now, when we've started this scenario, the only thing we've got is instructions on how to access the software. As I said, we're flagging all the way through anything that you might have to have access to. And also, I should mention, you can always go back to the client profile as well. So if I wanted to watch that video again or find that link that I saw again for the software, I can do that as well. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to phone the client and I'm going to ask her to put something for me in the document vault. So let me give her a call.
Hello, Adelaide Sorensen speaking.
Oh, hi, Adele. It's Zoe, your accountant here. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Zoe. It's good to hear from you. How are things with you?
Oh, I'm well, thank you. Nice to speak to you as well. I just wanted to check in, Adele. I'm going to be completing your June 2026 account, and I know that at the moment you send your clients invoices via email and you attach them as PDFs. I need to code those in your ledger. I wonder whether you could provide me with the sales invoices, please.
Right, let me get that over to you. I've added the sales invoices to the document vault. Is there anything else you need from me?
Oh, that's great. Could you just let me know, just so I can check I've got all of the right ones? How many invoices did you raise in June?
I believe I sent 3 invoices in June.
Brilliant. Okay, I will make sure those are coded. If I've got any questions, I'll come back to you. Is there anything you need from me, Adele, at the moment?
No, that's everything from my end for now, Zoe. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Lovely, thanks. Speak soon.
Okay, so Adele has dropped those documents for me into my document vault. So I'm just going to jump in. There we go. So I've now got her sales invoices, which means I can download them and I can see all of the detail of them. And yep, there are 3 invoices there. So what I'll want to do now is go in and code them and add them to the software at the appropriate point in the scenario where I need to do that. So that's how this works. You have access to an accounting software. Sometimes we use software that's available on the market through demo accounts, but we'll always let you know ahead of time whether that's the case. We wouldn't want you to have to sign up for anything. We don't want you to have to pay for anything. We want you to be able to do everything that you need to do within the Hey Monika product. When you get to the end, assuming you pass, and if you don't pass, it's no problem. You get feedback and you can then go and have another go anytime. There's no judgment. This is just for you to help you build your confidence. I'm just going to click through so that I get to the end. When I get to the end, if I pass the scenario, and I haven't this time, you saw I got lots of wrong answers, but when you pass the scenario, you are given a code, and that code is something that you can record in your work experience records. If I just head back over to our website, and if I click on it's the heymonika.com website, not the heymonika.com website, which is where you access the Hey Monika product. If you go back to our website, heymonika.com, and go to CV, we've got a work experience record, which you can then type in the code you're given when you successfully complete a scenario. So you can see it tells you how to enter your code. And then what happens is your work experience record populates with the activity that you've done. So you can see here that Joe has completed the Adele month-end scenario, and it's added all of the details of what she's been doing into her work experience record. And then I can go and print that, and I can then attach that to my CV if I wanted to show that to an employer in future, which I think really adds value to sort of tracking some of the work experience that it's quite difficult to articulate. So there we go. That's how scenario mode works. Go and get stuck in, maybe have a go at that Adele month-end scenario, see how you get on, and then you've got lots more awaiting your attempts as well after that.